You're waiting all day for Sunday night. Yo, dudes, Oren here. Welcome to Sunday Night Football. We're about to watch the Buffalo Bills take on the Cincinnati Bengals. This is kind of a rematch of sorts from some epic moments from last year. If you remember the Damar Hamlin situation during Monday Night Football from the last week of the season, obviously, thank God he's doing better, even though he's inactive for today. And then in the playoffs, when everybody expected the Bills to be the Super Bowl champions that whole season, the Bengals went in and took care of business. And now we have a rematch of sorts. And neither team seems like they're the top AFC teams right now. So there's not really much stakes, but still you expect a lot of entertainment. And both teams still have the potential to, get the job done, get in the playoffs, possibly get into the, make a run. And I'm watching this game. I got my snacks. I'm in my PJs, both top and bottom, for my Lions gear, my Lions PJs type of stuff. I feel like I've been on fire with my content lately, so I've got like four videos, two to three videos, and two shorts, like all combined within the last 24 hours that I put up, and just a lot of stuff I wanted to get out there and get out of the way. And my sequel video of the raid bait I uploaded last night, and now I finally see that it's starting to get the boom and views. I imagine it's because people are searching Tom Grassi's name, expecting his reactions to the game's results, and my new video is popping up as a result. So, and I knew it would eventually, and I just kind of fell in love with monitoring the analytics of my YouTube videos and when they get the views and how often. So, because that first video of me eating the cheeseburger and getting rated has over 9,000 views, and it still keeps growing every day. So I'm curious to see what would happen if I put a second similar video out there, and then see how much that grows, and if that slows down the original video or anything like that. Only this new video does push the promotions of that first video. So that's kind of what my process is there. I also did another short promoting tomorrow night's Monday Night Football game, 5 players to watch and, keep an eye out for. Oh, Damar Hamlin stuff. They're talking about that. Still pregame. So we'll start talking about the game once the kickoff takes place. I got my decaffeinated green tea here. It's become a nightly snack for me. I also got the ever so crunchy kettle cooked potato chips from the Great Lakes. It's a very common type of potato chip in the Midwest. If you know, you know. And I got some leftover breadsticks over here as well. It's still in the package. And I have a water and a yogurt over here, just in case. So I am all set for snacking while watching this game. And ironically, I'm saying this after I responded to a comment about celery, being so healthy that it actually burns calories, which based on what I've researched is true, along with broccoli and cauliflower, all those types of foods, which I try to eat consistently. But of course, as you guys have known, I still like to tend to mix junk food in quite a bit, which I got to do a better job of not doing. Ooh, anytime a sideline reporter says something, I always got to pay attention because they always have breaking news updates with what's going on out there, even though the head coaches and other players are good at their PR. Okay, it doesn't sound like anything relevant to the game right now. Usually, if it's like an injury on the sideline, then you highly depend on the sideline reporter to get the updated breaking news. Ooh, cool. That's cool. CPR health class for that. Obviously, all the pregame stuff is about the Damar Hamlin situation and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. They promised this game would start at what time? 8:20? 2 minutes behind there. So, Bengals are in last place while the Bills are in second place in their respective divisions. But the AFC North is pretty much a bloodbath. All four teams look like they can do damage. And then you'd think that with the AFC East as well, but the Jets losing Aaron Rodgers, and then the Patriots realizing they have no offense and are actually one of the worst teams in the league, despite having a formidable defense. It's really between the Dolphins and the Bills, although the Dolphins look like they've been lights out, even though they lost to the Chiefs today. So I know very little about that game except what the score was. It just seems like, 3 touchdowns to 2 touchdowns, and it looks like they're getting ready for kickoff. Here we go. They're announcing Cincinnati's offense. The LSU quarterback wide receiver duo who won that championship a few years ago. And then they earned a trip to the White House where they were fed fast food instead of actual top-tier gourmet food. You can probably guess whose fault that was. And then at some point I joked when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, their motivation is to return to the White House to get actual good food. Quick pass to Mixon, gains about 8 or 9 yards there, just short of the first down. I need to watch the Bengals because I haven't really watched them all this season, and they seem like they were a bad team so far to start, but they're picking up momentum now. Based on what I've heard. So it always seems like they're a second-half team. Then they get really good, and then they do damage in the playoffs. So let's see if that tracks. Check down. It's a first down or more. Mixon. I need to get to know the Bengals a little bit more besides Burrow and Chase. I know they have a really good edge rusher. I talked about him briefly in my short from yesterday. And if you're looking for a sort of cheat sheet, my YouTube short previewing this game, 5 players to know, should hopefully help you out with that. And that's kind of my purpose of trying to make videos like that. If you're a casual fan going to a game and you want to seem at least a little bit smart to your friends, then you can use that as a cheat sheet, a quick reference to know a player or two and a stat or two. They run that ball at the middle, right across the logo. Greg Russo, edge rusher. I remember when he got drafted. I can't wait when they announce Buffalo's offense, and I want to see the offensive guard that they drafted, who I really liked, and I thought the Lions might draft. Cincinnati's been dump-off passes and running the ball so far. I think they're trying to set up their deeper passing type of game. All right, 3rd and 2 on the 44. Burrow chucks passes. Tanner Hudson, he gets the first down. 39-yard line, they go. Bump pick. 1st and 10 at the 39. Burrow wandering around on his logo. Almost gets tricked up. Gets rid of the ball. Check down to T. Higgins. First down. Down to the 20. Burrow's looking healthy. Enough to scramble around at least. Mixing it up with a run with Mixon. See what I did there? Mixing it up with Mixon. I'm going to copyright that verbally. I don't know how you say that properly, but it's mine. Don't steal it. Second and 7. Ball to 18. Passes to Earl Smith Jr. He gets the first down to the 6-yard line. First and goal. Where are they at? The 8-yard line. No, 7-yard line. Burrow and shotgun. Quick passes. Caught. Touchdown. To 81. They were saying Joe Burrow's arguably the best quarterback in the league at picking apart zone defenses, and Buffalo does run a zone. That was the Smith Jr. Even though the Bengals are, thought of as an elite team this last few years or so, extra point is up and good. I think one reason I tend to not pay as much attention to them as I would for other teams or respect them as much is just because of their strategy for building their team. Like they neglect their offensive line, yet they start with drafting a quarterback and drafting wide receivers, where I always maintain that like the opposite way to build a team is true. You start with the trenches, the rushing game, the defense, and then plug in the quarterback when the time is right. Although I think really these days there's just two ways that you can have success with rebuilding a team, and the Bengals are the prime example of starting with a quarterback and wide receivers, and then building around that. And then there's other teams, like the San Francisco 49ers and what the Detroit Lions have tried to do, where they try to build their defense, build the trenches, get the rushing game going, and then go from there. So I guess there's no right or wrong way. It just depends on which teams and which players performs better at their particular time. The magnets up here are empty right now because I am still currently working on trying to figure out my fridge magnet power rankings, and I did figure it out a little bit for now, but depending on the results of this game, that might change because either one of these teams could wind up being in there. So the Bills have been hovering in and out of mine, and the Bengals haven't been there so far. So we'll just wait and see what happens. But I think the Eagles, they have the best record overall right now, and then The Ravens and Chiefs are tied for the second best, and then you have Detroit and Jacksonville as like tied for like the third, fourth, fifth, so on and so forth. And then you have, even though Dallas lost today, they played a hard fought game. I think they'll still may or may not still be in the top 10. I'm not sure yet. They had a lot of bad breaks where like they just like fell short by like half an inches on like touchdowns, or a foot was out of bounds at the wrong spot and that sort of thing. So that's pretty much, I think, all everyone's going to be talking about for those games. And I know there were penalties on there, but I honestly didn't keep track of how controversial that was. I know there's other people who probably have done that better than me. So the Cleveland Browns, it looks like they shut out the Arizona Cardinals. Anytime a team can shut out another team, I think that's definitely worthy of praise. But Cleveland has proven that I think they arguably have the best defense in the whole league. And Deshaun Watson is kind of like Peyton Manning in that 2015-2016 team, or Tom Brady when they won the Super Bowl with the Bucs, where it's a quarterback that's just riding a good brought down by Chris Evans, Ty Evans, where to just ride a good defense. They're announcing Bills offense. Dalton Kincaid, I forgot they had him. Dalton Kincaid. Cyrus Torrance, that's the lineman I was thinking of. They have him. He's like the Penei Sewell of offensive guards. And in my opinion, I think that might be the biggest need in the next draft for the Lions, addressing the interior offensive line, getting a guard, maybe a versatile for center, just to have depth, because we've seen what happens when we get injured. The sacks for Jared Goff are higher than what you would expect. And a lot of that is because the interior offensive linemen that are in there are backups typically, because it's not Penei Sewell or Taylor Decker, both the Lions offensive tackles, who are giving up sacks, because they've barely given up any. And they brand themselves up having a really good offensive line, yet a lot of them is injured. And then Vaitai, one of their offensive guards who's usually injured, he's on his last year of his contract, so who knows if he'll stick around or not. And then Jonah Jackson, the other offensive guard, he's on a contract year, so he might look for an extension. He might move on, depending on what GM Brad Holmes decides. But Brad Holmes will have a lot of decisions to make with contracts to dish out next year and the year after, with the likes of Penei Sewell, St. Brown, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, and those type of superstar players, not to mention Jared Goff. Josh Allen passes for a first down to Diggs on a cross route. I'll try to focus more on this game and not babble about the Lions, which obviously I'd like to do. So if you guys have any suggestions for power rankings, I'm all open to ears. So it's kind of record-based right now, and then I move people around slightly based on the point differentials and if they've gotten blown out by any bad teams or things like that. If they beat the teams they're supposed to be, Diggs gets a first down in the morning. He's still scrambling around everybody up the middle. That had to have been like a 40-yard gain. 36, 46, what they say? Oof. Diggs. I see you, Diggs. You'd think he'd only pick up 5 yards? Gets the dump-down pass. The defender tried to do a spin tackle. He gets out of it, and then he runs around the other Bengals people trying to tackle him from the one way, and he goes around the other. And Allen scrambles, passes, caught again. First down and more. Is that to Kincaid? Bills are rocking and a rolling. Mm. Where are they at? 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Allen goes from shotgun. Nope, he's going back in the shotgun. He's pointing around, calling audibles. Takes the snap, passes. Kincaid bulldozes his way to his first down. His 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. I see 2 people in here. How you guys doing tonight? Feel free to respond in the chat or don't. I'm here if you decide to choose me as your form of entertainment for this particular game. Oh, Allen fakes it, pump fakes it, just walks in the corner for a touchdown. But there's a flag on the play. Is there something funky going on with my chat? Because I'm not seeing it on here, and I don't see the space to type stuff. I'm going to check that out real quick. Touchdown is good. Taunting at Josh Allen, pointing at the player on the way to the end zone. First taunt towards disqualification. What? Isn't he just trying to point at the defender that he wants his blocker to block? Isn't that usually what that does? Maybe that's subjective. I don't know. Interesting. And the extra point is up and good. All right, everything looks like it's squared away with that. Oh, here we go. I see the chat now. And I see It's a Beast in here commenting. I'm sorry, I missed your stuff, Beast. Let me get caught up here while we're on commercial break. I feel Bengals and Bills are like friendly rivalries in an anime, while the Chiefs is the overall main rival enemy of both. Okay, yeah. And then they unite against that bigger common enemy, kind of like in the Matrix, the third Matrix movie, when the humans and the machines formed a temporary alliance to defeat Agent Smith. Maybe that's the one example I can think of for right now, with where good guys and bad guys align and that sort of thing. Because I can't think of a time when the Jedi or Sith align with each other, nor the Republic versus the Empire in Star Wars. Bro, pause the game for a bit. You spoiled it for me. Oh, I'm sorry. And then JK. And then just kidding. So. Yeah, I don't intend to spoil the game, but I mean, as far as I know, usually I'm behind on my my live stream from what I'm watching on my tablet, and that's usually behind because it's picking it up from a different station. So I assume that my live stream is behind what you probably see on TV. So, but I'll see what I can do there. And Kickoff is going on, and it looks like they get all the way down to the where would that be? Like a 35? Oh, am I messing up the thing? Oh, pass deflected, incomplete there, but there's a flag on the play. Roughing the passer on defense. That's a no-no. I'm still having problems with my chat. The pop-up disappeared. I thought I could get back to it, but it's not looking like it. So if I miss any messages, then I apologize for now. Burrow's rolling out to his right. Pass caught, complete, and trying to spin his way into the first down. I don't know if he got it. He's like right there, but did he get it? Hmm. Second and inches is what they're saying on the 45-yard line, and running back gets up there easily and gets it, plus some. Excuse me. Almost 100 views on my latest raid video. So, uh, yep, where Tom Grassi raids me again. So feel free to check that out. Someone's already commented it's a 10 out of 10 in terms of comedy. So I try, got to attract viewers somehow because I'm trying to get monetized, obviously. Oh, they try to run the ball, gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play. Whoa, Burrow's trying to avoid a sack. He lobs it up, and it looked like it was intercepted, but he caught it out of bounds. Under a lot of pressure there. Whew. Oh, that did something interesting. Still messing around with the edits. Third and 10, Burrow. Deep pass. Caught. First down to Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd's another player I've been trying to get to know a little bit. Restore chat. There we go. The chat looks like the way I was expecting it. Okay, I'm seeing more of your comments. It's a beast. I'll just pause the stream for a bit so it sounds like we're on the same play. I paused the stream for a bit. You're about 18 seconds ahead. Oh. Yeah. I almost kind of forgot about that. I wasn't seeing my chat on the column like I normally would, and I just kind of messed around with the editing and my stream and the settings to try to fix it, and it looks like I did. So hopefully we're caught up and I'm not spoiling everything for you. So I actually watched other live streams like Tom Grassi's, like knowing that he's ahead of what I'm watching, just to kind of like while I'm kind of multitasking doing something else. So like if a touchdown like happens, for example, then I know to watch the game and kind of expect it. Like I know to like stop what I'm doing and pay attention. So that's how I kind of like to treat it. So it's like a little bit of a cheat code for me whenever I do that. But that's just my personal preference. All right, Burrow, 2nd and 10 at the 19. Scrambling around, scrambling to his right. Gets rid of it. Caught to Higgins. He leaps and gets the touchdown, it looks like. He knocked over the pylon with it, but was he out of bounds first? This is looking like an entertaining game so far. Oh, yeah, his toe stepped out of bounds before he did the leap. It's similar to the Dak Prescott when he tried to leap into the end zone, but then got denied by Darius Slay and was it Fletcher Cox, the other one? Like both those guys just denied him the end zone. That one made me kind of go like, oh, shit. Anyway, 1st and goal. Bengals at the 3-yard line. Quick pass to the side to Jamar Chase, and he's trying to get around, gets forced out of bounds. No gain. There's Jamar Chase. I've been waiting for him to show up. So watching the Texans win today, the back and forth with them, the shootout against the Bucs was exciting. The Vikings and Falcons game was exciting for a bit, although I was rooting against the Vikings, obviously. But Dobbs and his miraculous last drive comeback was disappointing to me because I wanted the Lions to increase their lead in the NFC North, but that did not happen. But that's okay. We're still in the North and still in the lead, though. And now Chase cuts. No, he's out of bounds. Incomplete. Now it'll be 3rd and goal. Oof, red zone stuff there. But with Atlanta losing, though, Atlanta was the division leader for their conference currently, and that decreases the space between the Lions' next best competition for their number 2 seed in the East. We were hoping the Cowboys could win today so that the Lions could be the number 1 seed potentially, but the Eagles wound up winning anyway. So the Lions, as far as I can tell, they're still at number 2. 3rd and goal. They run the ball up the middle. Touchdown, Bengals. Number 28. The Bengals running game looks to be on point. 28, captain. Jumps up in the stand, celebrates with the fans. Almost similar to Jahmyr Gibbs' touchdown celebration with the fans from before, except there's no blonde lady trying to dry hump him or something like that. Well, maybe she wasn't, but the coworker I talked to the next day said that that's what it looked like. So Evan McPherson for the extra point, and it is good. Oh, I didn't update Buffalo's score from earlier. Oops. We're still in the first quarter, right? I think we are. Yeah, although it's almost over. I really get the feeling that anyone's going to be talking about, despite all the awesome stuff that happened this week in football, is the Cowboys and the Eagles, because you know those type of fans. Yes, agree. Stroud is the offensive player of the week for the AFC. He could definitely win the offensive rookie of the year. Or unless Sam Laporta has more of a monster year, or Jahmyr Gibbs, just saying. Although Jahmyr Gibbs, it kind of took a half of a season for him to really kind of get into form there. Laporta, he'll probably be like second or third or fourth, if we're being realistic. But yeah, Stroud. I was talking about it earlier. I live streamed some of the Red Zone games earlier today. If the Lions decided to draft a quarterback, Stroud was my top preference just because he was the most accurate downfield passer. He's so accurate that he can place it in a spot where the wide receiver is best positioned away from the cornerback to be able to have the best chance to catch the ball. That's how good he was when he was with Ohio State. And he is mobile and he can be athletic, and he chooses not to unless absolutely necessary, which I think is admirable because everybody's trying to be a mobile quarterback a lot these days. So, and it's just nice to see Stroud getting the success that he's had. I'm thinking about trying to follow the Texans more and more often now. They seem like they're more of an up-and-coming, exciting team, kind of like what the Lions were last year and the year before, sort of, you know. But now the Texans are like the AFC version of that team. But yeah. Here's my Fridge Magnet Power rankings for now, unless this game changes it somehow. Number 1 is the Eagles. Number 2 is the Ravens. Number 3 is the Chiefs. Number 4 is the Lions. Number 5 is the Jaguars. I refuse to flip-flop the Jaguars and Lions. 1, obviously, because I'm biased for the Lions, but number 2, but because Jacksonville is one of the worst teams. Trey Hendrickson. They're announcing on Trey Hendrickson. I talked about him. Anyways, Jacksonville is one of the worst teams in the league in terms of pass defense. They've given up a lot of yards passing. And then every other stat, most of the stats, they're like in midden, like especially offense, but defense, they're right up there in pass rushing defense or rushing defense, right up there with the Lions. And the Lions are one of the best overall offensive teams in there. So I feel like that made the Lions objectively speaking, better than the Jaguars at this point in time. You could make an argument that Jaguars might have a better defense than the Lions, but the passing defense has to improve dramatically for that. So anyways, Lions 4, Jaguars 5, Dolphins at 6. They have 3 losses now, even though they're all to good teams, but you got to be able to beat good teams every once in a while. 6, the 49ers. Lost to too many bad mid teams, in my opinion. Was it 7 or 8? I think it's 8. The Cleveland Browns. They have a shutout. They have the best defense in the league. They're making noise. Number 9, the Seahawks. They're kind of moving around that 8 to 10 range. I know they got blown out by the Ravens, but so did the Lions. So welcome to the club, Seahawks, even though I hate you. And then number 10, the Cowboys. I'm kind of debating, depending on how good the Bills do, flip-flopping the Bills and the Cowboys. But We'll see. But I thought the Cowboys played the Eagles well, and the Cowboys should still deserve to be in the top 10 at somewhere. So they may just go up a little bit. Not above where the 49ers are, obviously, because the 49ers crushed them earlier this year. I'll repeat what I said when I started the stream, Beast, since I know you weren't there at the time, but I cranked out like 3 videos. One of them was a short yesterday, and I'm talking about like last night. One of them was like my overall and general thoughts about the Lions at this point in the season. Another one, I was busy with work all week, but I finally got around to it. Tom Grossi did raid me a second time during last Monday Night Football with the Raiders and the Lions, and I finally got around to making a video about it. And it's similar to the first one I made, although I try to do a couple other things to make it a little bit funnier. So, and I learned how to attach the first video to it to draw attention to that one. And as of the last hour or so, it looks like people are finally starting to notice the video in bunches. And I assume it's probably just people trying to Google Tom Grossi's name to look up his NFL team reaction videos, and they're stumbling upon that in their search results. So, that's the basics of SEO. You got to know which names and which terms to use to get noticed on there. And I get to justifiably use Tom Grossi in the name for that video. So, and of course, I'm appreciative of the second raid again, if anyone is listening like that. 198 views total, 84 in the last 60 minutes. And I'm seeing that almost 80 people have already watched my Monday Night Football preview. Hopefully people will find that useful for when they watch that game tomorrow night. Yeah, do what you got to do. Go eat, Beast. Yeah, hopefully you don't get raided in real life, especially in a negative way, So I'm sure you'll be fine. You've survived up to this far in life and all that. So, yeah. DJ Reader, the nose tackle. Ooh. Getting highlighted there. Good for him. Good for him. Second 11. Josh Allen has the ball. Processing, and gets rid of the ball. Almost gets intercepted, but it bounces off the ground. Trey Henderson was part of the pressure. I talked about it, remember? Number 91. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He almost got to Allen right there. He was like shoulder bumping him and trying to get to him, and he got rid of it just in time, though. It's kind of like Aiden Hutchinson. Like, he's good at getting the pressures, getting close to the quarterback, but not getting the sack as often. I thought Hutchinson would be like a league leader in sacks, but whoa. Flag down on the play. Allen scrambling to his right, almost out of bounds. Fires it. It's caught but out of bounds, and there's a flag. But yeah, I wish Hutchinson would have more sacks right now, but I think penalty declined. It was on defense or whatever. But the Lions pass rushing core outside of Hutchinson has not really been effective except for maybe 1 or 2 games against subpar opponents, which is, I think, the big problem there. And They famously clocked Lamar Jackson like 9 seconds against the Lions, and I think that's what opened everybody's eyes to that. So I know people are going to think, well, the Lions should have drafted another edge rusher last draft. Should have got Tyreek Hill. They have James Houston, who is currently injured, and he should be coming back at some point in the second half of the season, and he should be able to help out. Josh Pascal, though, in my opinion, he's another edge rusher that they drafted, same draft as Hutchinson in Houston, and he's had a little bit of injuries, but he's in the mix there too. He needs to step up. He needs to start doing stuff, and he had that key tackle for loss against the Chiefs in week 1, but aside from that, doesn't seem like he's done that much either. And then there's the Aquara brothers. You know, they got to try to do more. Charles Harris, who did get benched because he wasn't playing as good, and he was a team captain. So, but Hutchinson's doing good. Ali McNeil's doing really good as an interior defensive lineman. You know, there's Kaminsky and Buggs. They're doing their part to contribute. So, you know, we thought like the Lions would have one of the best edge rushing cores in the NFL, but it hasn't turned out to be that way up to this point. I mean, Hutchinson is right up there, league leaders in pressures, so that's good in terms of, you know, distracting the quarterback. But you got to, for the Lions defense to be successful, they need to be able to do more with their defensive line, and they're getting the quarterback. That's how they made the playoffs for the first time in a while back in 2011 when Jim Schwartz was the head coach, and who is now proven to be a great defensive coordinator who helped the Eagles win a Super Bowl back in 2018, 2019, 2017, one of those years. And now he's with the Cleveland Browns, and they have the best defense in the league now. And I think that's why Lions fans were disappointed that they didn't trade for Montez Sweat or Chase Young. Chase Young just has too much of an injury history, and then Montez Sweat, the Bears just were willing to pay too much than what the Lions were willing to offer, so they traded a second-round pick for him, and then they extended him to a 4-year, $90+ million deal. The game is showing a graphic where whoever wins this game, their odds of making the playoffs increase. I won't say the exact numbers, but because you get the exact point. You get the general point. Burrow dropping back. Passes up the middle. Caught to Higgins. First down. Across the 30. Trying to stop the run on first down. Then it frees up the wide receivers. Ball on the 39-yard line. Burrow on shotgun. Takes the snap. Dumps off to Chase. And it's a tackle for loss. Loss of about, 2 to 3 yards? The Bills' defense was all over that on their obviously it was a blitz. The Sean Rasul Douglas, just recently acquired in the Packers trade. I know it's probably too soon for Packers fans, but Mixon gets a run. He gets all the way to the first down. Right on the edge of the Bengals logo on the field. Handoff. Gain's about a yard there. Nowhere to go. The Bills were just kind of mirroring him, sort of. They tried to block for him, but still. Use my phone to check some notifications. Trayvon Williams gets the ball, gains about 6 yards there, right underneath the giant Bengal logo.
Moving on, obviously Brian Branch, Tracy Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, Alex Anzalone.
Third and 3 on the 49. Looks like they got him to jump off sides, the defense. Or the right guard. Somebody jumped off sides. What came first, the chicken or the egg? 65 offense, false start. Anyways, 3rd and 8. Burrow and shotgun, running back standing to his left. Everybody else on the line. The scrimmage, processing, checks down to the Drew Sands, the tight end. Gains 6 yards there. That penalty cost him that first down there, so it'll be 4th down. 4th and 2. Burrow's nodding his head. What does that mean? Does it mean what I think it means? Oh, nope, they're punting. This could be a fake. Nope, it's just a punt. Cincinnati's winning, so, no need to get too aggressive here right now, I guess. I'm on the range. Wait a minute. We are in the second quarter. Have I updated that? No, I have not. I'm confident I can figure out graphics for YouTube channels, but I like, for my story arc of being a YouTuber for years to come, I like to be able to say that I started off like writing everything on markers and using magnets and everything, and then I slowly built it up to this perfect YouTube channel that you know today. So those graphics will come eventually, but for right now, I just like doing this just because it's part of my style of the type of YouTuber I want to be and the target audience I want to attract, just casual fans doing things the old-fashioned way, not too fancy, and that sort of thing, because I don't need to attract the super expert fans, because there's already a lot of those type of YouTubers out there, because I'm just trying to attract those who are just kind of casual fans and just want to learn a little bit more that everybody else kind of knows. That is a disturbing Bigfoot commercial I just saw there. Anyways. Let's get a few more kettle cooked potato chips. I wonder if I'll have weird dreams because of this now. I mean, they're not pork rinds, so I shouldn't. Allen dropping back. He goes deep with it. Bombs it. Incomplete. Lands at the 40-yard line for Hardy, intended receiver. Nine minutes to go in the second quarter. 9:01 to be exact. Allen walking around. Shotgun. Processing. Passes it. Picked off. Intercepted. Gabe Davis was the intended receiver. Diagonal kind of by the sideline, but the corner was right there. Interception for Burrow there. I should have mentioned something about his interceptions. Taylor Britt was the cornerback that got the interception. Yeah, he was like in front of him the whole time, kind of. That was just a bad decision by Josh Allen, in my opinion. And he knows it. His reaction just like, he knows it. Josh Allen has had his moments this season, but he's not been as elite as you would think. Same with the Bills overall as a team. Burrow passes complete right around the first down marker. Who's that, T. Higgins? I'm still getting to know the Bengals receivers besides Jamar Chase. Nope, it's Hudson. Second and 1 on the 22-yard line. This is why Cincinnati was comfortable with punting earlier, even though the analytics said go for it, because they knew Josh Allen would throw an interception and they'd be gain more yards in the grand scheme of things right there. They can read the future. I can't eat a potato chip that I've dropped on the floor on a live stream. I'll just set it aside for now. These ones are good, though. I promise. Yep, if you just joined us, Josh Allen just threw an interception. The Bengals look like they're about to score again and widen their lead by maybe a second touchdown. As far as I can tell, Joe Burrow has been really good. The Bengals running backs have been really effective in setting up the runs, kind of like what the Lions do all the time. QB sneak. I think he got it. I think he got that first down. Oh, no, I guess he didn't get it. They're saying he didn't get it. Well, number 93 just kind of to Burrow. Third and inches. Linval Joseph. Signed with the Bills on Tuesday. Okay, then. Good signing then, obviously. The play is whistled dead. Flagged. Delay of game. Oh, now it won't be in inches anymore. I have a thing for super cold water. It's just something about it that tastes just so good. Oh, Burrow's running it up the middle. He misses a tripped up. He's first down and more out of bounds and a flag. Holding on offense. Bengals, the main weakness for the Bengals right now is penalties for their offense. Lucky means slide left, the announcer says. An official's timeout for something. Oh, Bill's injury. I guess the med people up there, medical timeout, the medical people upstairs must have saw something. They're like, concussion protocol that guy. Something like that. I've been looking for an opportunity to check my box scores for how everything's going. Josh Allen 5 for 10, 83 yards. No touchdowns and one interception. However, one carry for 2 yards and a rushing touchdown, though. Joe Burrow is 15 for 18 for 139 yards and one touchdown pass. And Joe Mixon of the Bengals, 6 carries for 22 yards rushing. James Cook only has 2 carries for 1 yard there, and that's pretty much it for the Bills rushing. So some of us have kind of complained that the Bills need to get better at the rushing game, but it seems like they've been focusing on passing this whole time when their offense is on the field, I guess. Let's see. Cincinnati's receiving, their main strength of their team, the wide receiver core, I think. T. Higgins, 3 receptions, 42 yards. Joe Mixon, 2 receptions, 23 yards. Jamar Chase has 2 receptions for -2 yards so far, anyway. Probably seen as a decoy right now, if I had to guess. Mike Hilton of the Bengals has 2 tackles, while DJ Reader has 1 tackle for loss. And Tyler Dotson of the Bills has 1 tackle for loss. Yeah. Why is the announcer speaking French? Oh, it's a commercial. It looked like the announcers for the game. Oh, Joe Burrow is sucking his index finger like this. And the announcers are saying, finger doesn't feel good right now. Uh-oh. Burrow's been dealing with injuries all year. Might have a new one. And I'm eating a yogurt. 3rd and 15, 6:44 to go. Burrow processing, passes, caught, flag on the play, tackled. Not enough for a first down, though. Alpha's defense 56. 5-yard penalty. His fingernail is bleeding. It reminds me of a couple months ago when I stubbed my toe on my reclining chair and I cracked the toenail off. I wonder how cold it is out there. Maybe he won't feel his finger at all. Nah, it's not Denver. Burrow's trying to go up the middle, but he gets sacked, and there's a flag. What's the penalty? Holding offense to decline. Penalties for the Bengals, man. The offensive line and that sort of thing. I don't know if the offensive line has improved or not, but I'm back. Anything I miss? Score seems the same still. It looks like Joe Burrow has a finger injury. That's what you missed. The fingernail. They showed that the fingernail is obviously bleeding. So now we have a 55-yard field goal attempt. And Josh Allen threw an interception earlier, too. So the Bengals have been in control on offense for a while, though. The field goal attempt was whistled dead, even though he kicked it in and it was good. Unfortunate. False start on offense. The other thing you missed, lots of penalties for the Bengals offensive line. Now, instead, they just punt it, and it's a fair catch down at the 10-yard line. But yeah, Bengals probably could have had a touchdown if it weren't for all the penalties they had on that drive. And yeah, some things happened to Joe Burrow's finger, so that's what everyone's going to be focusing on, and the sideline reporters and the cameras are just going to keep zooming in. Like every time Joe Burrow does this, which he's done once already on camera, or this, just massage it while in his fanny pack, or they just show the bleeding. Ew, did Joe Burrow just like suck his blood from his finger? Now that I think about it. I'm going to take this time to check on my analytics. Oh, wow. That video is up to 239 views now in the last 48 hours, 78 in the last 60 minutes. So, yeah, I knew it was a matter of time before that. But now I know for those particular keywords. It's right after, those games ends and everybody's anticipating, that YouTuber making the after game fan reaction videos. That's when everybody Googles his name, and that's why my video is doing so well, because my video must be popping up in those search results. I wonder if he's made any videos yet. Oh, yep, he's made one for the Rams and Packers. That would make sense because that's his team. Trying to decide if I have time right now to watch it in this commercial break. I don't know, Beast. No one's talked about the exact play that it happened or shown how he specifically did it. Otherwise, I'd be talking about it. So that information hasn't come out yet. It just kind of all of a sudden happened. Like one player is like, wait, Burrow's kind of messing around with his finger. What's going on? And then they keep showing it, and then you see the blood, and then, yeah. So no one really knows yet, as far as I can tell. I assume it must have happened on like one of the attempted quarterback sneak plays. There was one where he attempted a quarterback sneak, but the interior lineman like just basically pseudo jammed his leg like and then tossed him aside. So maybe it was that one. I don't know. They give the ball to the running back and he gains 5 to 6 yards on that rush play. The Bills are finally using their running backs. Hmm. 91 turnovers, most in the NFL since 2018. Yeah. I kind of feel like that's the type of season Josh Allen has been having. It's kind of like Matthew Stafford in the high risk, high reward with the deep passes type of thing. Somebody, I think, said that Josh Allen was basically Matthew Stafford with legs and mobility. And I wouldn't argue against that. Third and 2 at the 18-yard line. Allen processing, and he gets swallowed up by the players and he gets sacked. The interior lineman, Hill. 4th sack of the year for Hill. Good for him. And now the Bills have to punt. So they could do nothing on that drive. And the punt goes to the 50-yard line, and he's attempting to run it out. Lands on the bottom left edge of the B logo on the center, in the middle of the field. The Bills are pretty much confirming that they will not be in my fridge magnet power rankings. Yeah, I was about to make that point, Beast, about Allen not having any no-look passes like Stafford. Like Stafford, as far as I can tell, is the master at that move. So, and then Will Levis has a little bit of that too. Like he's good at doing the shoulder shift or kind of like a slight shuffle, like doot to throw the safety off and then pass it where he needs to pass. I watched a video of Jackson Kruger Sports talking about Will Levis having that skill and how he's like really good at those little things in order to throw the defense off. So whenever he makes a pass and is able to divert them and distract them. Quick pass, incomplete. So, cleaned off index finger. Sterilized it for a while. No warm-up throws. Heating pad on the right calf. Okay, sideline reporter gave us a little bit more information on it. They didn't say how or what specific play it was. Joe Burrow, pass deep. Oh, and double coverage, and it's incomplete. Jamar Chase, incomplete, and his helmet goes off. And a Bills player is injured. Micah Hyde. Yeah, if you get hit by Jamar Chase in the contested catch situation, that'll probably get you injured. Not to say that any of that poor taste while remembering Damar Hamlin stuff, who is inactive for this game, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Oh, crap. I just realized I made a mistake on one of my videos. I'm going to have to go back and edit that. Shit. Dang it. How do I get to it? On the short that I just uploaded, instead of putting the Jets, I accidentally put the Bengals name because I was kind of thinking of this game, and that's why it's getting a lot of views because of the hashtag Bengals. My apologies, Jets and Bengals, for the inaccuracy. I guess that's a good way to get more clicks on it, though, is just accidentally put the wrong name on it. That just so happens to be something that's trending. Well, that was embarrassing of me. But nobody's perfect, I suppose. Let's just go with that. Nobody even bothered to comment that I made that error. So, all right. Looks like Michael Hyde is up and on the sidelines. And the sequel video is up to 204 views. It's really booming. Burrow takes the snap. Pass up the middle. Quick pass. Yard short of the first down. Oh, no, it's 253 views in the last 48 hours, 82 in the last 60 minutes. Fourth down decision, 79% says go for it, 75% says kicking field goal. And they're going for it 4th and 1, but Burrow's in shotgun at the 35-yard line. Pass complete, first down and more to Jamar Chase. There we go. Down to the 25-yard line. The Bengals and their passing, arguably the best passing team in the NFL the last few years or so. The Chiefs could be up there. 42. First and 10 on the 25. 2-minute warning time. Whew. All right. I'm going to use this commercial break to see if I can watch the Rams and Packers fan video. Come on. I'm afraid of playing it on here because of some sort of YouTube copyright rule. So who's Brett Rippin? Yes, scored in the first half, and you used Aaron Jones. Figured it out. Yep, field goal. Second half, laying the pipeline, and the fumble again. There was a lot of fumbles I noticed in the highlight. Sloppy win, yep. Interception. Rippin's the name of that weird quarterback. I was asking that earlier. Defense is playing well. Who are they playing, you know? Musgrave, yep. Meanwhile, Burrow is scrambling and he passes it and caught at the 2 yard line to Boyd. So that's going on. 3rd and 7. Or was it out of bounds? If they're saying 3rd and 7, it must have been out of bounds. I paused the video because we're back at the game. Oh no, it was an incomplete pass, actually. 49. All your two division teams lost. Yep. The Seahawks, I'm not having a good week. No, you're not, Seahawks, and I'm proud of that. Yeah, they're calling timeouts now, I think. Yep, Cincinnati called a timeout. Yep. Cardinals want Josh Bell back. Vikings like, nope, he's ours now. Agreed. When is Justin Fields coming back? Because I hate how Red Zone is trying to hype up the Bears with their backup quarterback. There's also a video recommendation up here. Top 10 plays of the first half of the season, Detroit Lions. I'm going to have to watch that during halftime. All right. Back to this game. Burrow dumps it off and he gets the first down and more, and he's running and he gets the touchdown. Sample is his name, I think. That was a dump off pass, and he just kind of outran everybody until he got to the pylon. Yeah, his name is Sample. Initially started off blocking, broke away, caught it, Tried to tackle him at the ankles, but he dodged it. Extra point is up and good. Yeah, the Bengals passing is real and legit, so I can see why they look like they have a lot of momentum going on. Okay, now I'm back to looking at this. I'm seeing your comments. Any new comments? Lundy. Hey, Lundy. Sorry I missed you. I was looking around at other stuff earlier. I was watching other videos, but now I see you in the stream if you're still here. Shout out Sample. That TD was all him. Burrow dumped it off, expecting only a 1S at best. Yeah. Sample. I love the name Sample too. Lundy, if you see here, hey, how you doing? Welcome. Just casual stream. Just got here, so yeah. Well, I appreciate you being here. Just casually watching the Bengals and Buffalo Bills. I haven't watched the Bengals at all this year, and I'm trying to get a feel for what they're all about. I know they had a slow start, but they seem like they're picking up steam here, and they seem like they're a very good passing team. So I'm starting to realize that. My team, the Detroit Lions, are on a bye week this week, so I've just been kind of enjoying random football all throughout today. Yes, the Detroit Lions, that just means they do not play football this week. They get the week off. Their last game the Lions played was on Monday Night Football, which was last Monday against the Raiders. And they won't play again until next week. Josh Allen, pass across the middle, caught first down and more, right at the center of the field on top of the Bengals logo. You're a Vikings fan? Oh, congrats on the win today. I'll admit I was rooting for them to lose so that the Lions' lead in the NFC North would increase, but I got to say that last drive was very impressive by Dobbs, and whatever that Kirk Cousins magic is on those final drives, Dobbs seems to have inherited it. TJ Hawkinson had a pretty decent game too, so I know all about him when he used to be with the Lions. So you want the Vikings to tank and draft a better quarterback? Well, yeah. I mean, the Vikings have been winning the last few games, so unless they're willing to make a dramatic trade to move up in the draft for one, I guess. Or maybe they want JJ McCarthy. There you go. 7 seconds left to go. The Bills are trying to move the ball. I am actually Bengals injury right now. I'm highly considering going to Minneapolis for the Lions and Vikings game, but that's on Christmas Eve. So I've been mulling this decision over for weeks. And as I do that, I imagine the ticket prices are probably getting more and more expensive by the day. Do I know anything about college football? I used to follow it in the last few years or so, but this year I haven't been paying much attention to it at all. If I do, it's usually to keep track of players who will probably get drafted in the first round. I grew up in the Michigan area, so I know Michigan's doing really well, but Jim Harbaugh's going through a sign stealing scandal right now. JJ McCarthy is in his last year, and he's looking like one of the better quarterbacks that they've had there for the last few years. Kirko would be first ballot. And yeah, definitely. I know Kirk Cousins, he attended Michigan State University, and before that, he grew up in a town called Holland, Michigan, which is somewhat nearby where I live. So I've been through there in passing a couple of times. So Oh, don't worry. I don't think the Detroit Lions have any need for a quarterback. Josh Allen lobbed that up, and nobody was around there at all. And because Goff has been playing well, and they drafted Hendon Hooker last year, who's been kind of, sitting out, healing from an injury. So, if anything, I think the Lions should draft, in my opinion, either a cornerback or an offensive guard to improve the depth in either one of those positions. I don't know what you mean by that comment. You don't think anyone not in Detroit, Minnesota would pick our subpar teams? You mean just because like we live near like Detroit and Minnesota, then we would pick them only because of close proximity? Like as far as college football teams go? Yeah, probably. It seems like that it's that way with every state. Like for example, if you move to Iowa, then you're either an Iowa Hawkeyes fan or an Iowa State Cyclones fan, and then you think that the biggest rivalry in the country is those two teams within your own state, and that's how it is like everywhere. And Michigan State was definitely like that, but it seems like Michigan has a rivalry with everybody. They have one with Ohio State, they have one with Michigan State, and then lots of others like Purdue in basketball, apparently, because Purdue had been good a couple of years ago, I guess. So, but I primarily root for the Oregon Ducks. I don't know if I mentioned that. So my favorite game in recent memory was a couple of years ago when the Ducks beat the Ohio State Buckeyes back when C.J. Stroud was the quarterback for the Buckeyes. So that game is still in my heart there. Looks like the Bills are punting again with 4 seconds left. I think edge rusher would probably be on the list too, but don't forget James Houston will probably come back from injury and will be able to help out soon. I think cornerback has got to be the highest priority because after this season, the only cornerback you really got is a Cam Sutton. And then the Mosley experiment has failed because he got injured and is out for the year again. And then Cameron Sutton, who's been playing slot corner, who will most likely move over to safety, where formerly known as C.J. Gardner Johnson was playing, because that's his primary position, although he can play multiple positions. But the Lions need more depth at cornerback because Jerry Jacobs is supposed to be a depth piece because he was an undrafted rookie all the way back then. But had no choice but to use him as a starter, and he's been exceeding expectations for us there. The Duck had to do 81 push-ups. I'm not surprised to see that. I've seen the Duck, the mascot, do push-ups all the time. But even though I barely follow it, every time I check the scores, it seems like Oregon's handedly beating their opponents. So I guess I'm fortunate for that. I guess Bo Nix is a round 1, round 2 quarterback finally. So I know he was with Auburn and he had potential, but he didn't live up to it. And he transferred to Oregon and he's kind of rebuilt his career there. Same thing with Spencer Rattler. He along with Sam Howell at one point were supposed to be the top 1 and 2 quarterbacks, but he had temper tantrums and attitude issues, and he got benched in favor of Caleb Williams back when they were both at Oklahoma State or whatever. And then Rattler had a transfer to, I think it was South Carolina, and he's still on that team trying to revive his career there. So if my memory serves correct, I used to do research on these top college football prospects all the time back when the Lions were rebuilding. And part of the fun of being a Lions fan was figure out who the heck they were going to draft because that's Brad Holmes' biggest strength as a GM, supposedly, is that he can identify talent to draft in all rounds at the draft. And we've seen it through 3 drafts now, and now we're a competitive team. So we're kind of in win now mode, and that's what we're focusing on. Are we at halftime now? Or are we close to it? Can you guys hear the advertisement playing through my headphones? I might have to turn down the volume a bit. Pizza Hut. At halftime, I discovered this YouTube video from the Detroit Lions channel where they put together the top plays of the first half of the season. I'm eager to watch it, and I think I might just do that here at halftime. My sequel video is almost at 300 views, 100 in the last 60 minutes. I love it when you release a video, it's it's going to go viral, and then you just watch it grow. Meanwhile, my short is gone down ever since I had to change the title because I accidentally put the Bengals name in there when it should have been the Jets. Okay, we are at halftime. And they're doing highlights. So now I'm going to take this opportunity.
Stroud is awesome. Best single game performance we've seen from a rookie. And Devin, the Chiefs win it with defense.
Trying to mute this. There we go. And I'm keeping an eye out for any potential raids. And I'm going to watch this video. Don't feel bad for leaving because I'm just kind of doing my own thing over here. So. $37-3. At least we scored more points than against the Ravens than the Seahawks did. And, well, we gave up more by 2 points. Have a good one, Beast. I'll see you later. Enjoy your bed. Yeah, that does kind of sound lame. Number 10 is the Gibbs touchdown run against the Raiders and then he jumps up into the stands. Number 9, Khalif Raymond's flea flicker touchdown versus Seattle week 2. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was a good one. You forget about that one because they lost that game, but yeah. Number 8, Jerry Jacobs' interception at Green Bay during week 4. Dobbs is getting hugs by the coaches and players. Jacobs had multiple interceptions in this game, didn't he? Oh, they're showing both of his interceptions. All right, number 7, Aiden Hutchinson's strip sack versus Atlanta, week 3. Oh, yeah, I was at that game. Yep. And then he does the stanky leg. Before you go, you want to say it's been such a Cowboys move to choke at the 5-yard line while the Eagles choke the lead. Yeah, the Cowboys have come so close in this game, and they fell short once again to the Eagles. So, anyways, number 6, Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown at Tampa Bay. That's with the Craig Reynolds block, where he doesn't do the knife and he goes around the defense and runs around them. That was a key, crucial play in a game that was tough for offense. And they show more of St. Brown's from different angles. St. Brown touchdown against the Bucs. Number 5, David Montgomery's touchdown versus Carolina Week 5. Starting at the 50-yard line there. Bounces around. Oh, this was the first play, like the third play of that game, of that drive. Very early in the game. Number 4, Jameson Williams' touchdown at Tampa Bay, Week 6. Oh, yeah. That was a good one. A wounded duck. Contested catch with J-Mo, touchdown. J-Mo. Hopefully you can do more of that throughout the season. We should be pretty warmed up by now. No more injuries or suspensions. You catch the ball, you outspeed your defenders. Number 3, Sam Laporta's flea flicker touchdown versus Carolina Week 5. Oh, yeah, like the double flea flicker. Sam Laporta catch the yep. Yeah, we were swimming over that one. Razzle dazzle. Credit to Ben Johnson for these plays. Okay, hang on. Number 2, Aiden Hutchinson's interception versus Carolina. I forgot Aiden Hutchinson had an interception against them. Yeah, it's just blocking, just gobble it up. That's number 2. Number 1, Brian Branch's pick 6 at Kansas City. Yep. Because that was a key one play for beating the defending Super Bowl champions, which is our claim to fame so far for this week, proving that we can beat anybody. You gotta love it. Out of Kadarius Toney's hands, right into Brian Branch's. Sure, the other team can make mistakes, but good teams capitalize on other teams' mistakes. Good times, good memories. I think if Taylor Swift had any real courage, she would have gone to that first game against the Chiefs and not decide to start the public stuff with Travis Kelce during Week 3. I'm just saying. That was a good video. That got me pumped up and happy and all that. Trying to think if there's any more plays that could have been honorable mentions from the Lions from that season. Oh, sideline reporter. Talking to Sean McDermott. Most difficult challenge. Not good enough complimentary football. Lester done hurt him. Stay out of third and longs. Where are we at? 2nd and 5. Bills have the ball. Allen's pump faking, scrambling to his left, gets rid of it, incomplete. A flag on the play. What's the penalty? Ineligible on field offense, 66. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down. Allen, pass complete. Not enough for a first down, though, to Diggs. $333 views in the last 48 hours for the sequel video. 120 in the last 60 minutes. Gotta love it. Meanwhile, 14 more views on last hour on the 5 plays to watch for Monday Night Football. 5 players to watch. Allen is processing, scrambling to his right. Gets rid of it. Pass is caught, first down to Kincaid, but there's a flag on the play. No foul. Dump off. Dives for the first down. Kincaid. Pass to Diggs, first down. Allen processing, dump off to Diggs. gets almost to the first down, but not quite. Or James Cooks, excuse me. Run the ball. Around the edge. First down and more. Past the 20. Oh, Allen almost got swallowed up by a sack. And he gets rid of it. Incomplete. Possible intentional grounding, but no flags. Dump off past to Cook, and he tried to get around out of bounds. No gain on the play. That was an attempted pass to the end zone, but incomplete for Diggs. It bounced off his hand and then out of bounds. And out comes the field goal unit. Interesting. I thought Diggs was 14, not 13. 34-yard attempt. Kick is up. It kind of curves and then curves back to the center, but it's good. Oh, off jaw 10. That number takes extra work, especially with the 1 and the 0. That way you know the 0 is not an O and that the 1 is not an L. $21 to 10 Cincinnati. I'm curious about Cincinnati's defense and where they rank in general in the league. I'm going to look that up real quick. All right, overall yards per game. Cincinnati is ranked, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28th, 370.7 average. How about points per game? Up there, right around the middle here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th in the league. An average of 20.6 points per game. Rushing yards per game. Cincinnati's toward the bottom, 32, 31, 30. They ranked 29th with 138.6 rushing yards given up per game. And then passing yards per game. How about that one? Middle to bottom, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 20, 21st in the league with 232.1. So it seems like Cincinnati has like one good edge rusher, and then what about the rest of their defense? And looking up the PFF grade, so people on their defense. So Hendrickson is obviously up at 90, so he's really good at what he does at edge. Hubbard is all right, 68.6. So 70 is above average, but 68.6, as far as I'm concerned, is close enough. Then the rest of the players are hovering around like mid-60s, 50s. One is at 37. So, yeah, the Cincinnati seems to have a mid-defense at best, and their bread and butter is their passing game. Just like how with the Lions, theirs is like the offensive line and being able to set up, run when they need to and pass when they need to. Oh, yeah, they have Jordan Battle, too. Was a good draft person. DJ Reader is all right. Joe Bashi, Devin Harper. Cincinnati also has that former U of M safety they drafted a couple of years ago. I forgot his name, but he was a big deal for being drafted a little while ago. They're talking about Damar Hamlin. Third and 4. Burrow scrambling around, avoiding sacks, runs for the first down before he's tackled, crossing the 20-yard line. We have not heard anything about his finger for a while, so it must be all right. T. Higgins gets the first down towards the sideline. Burrow dropping back. Going deep. Jamar Chase catches it. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's incomplete. Toward the 15-yard line. Slow to get up, but he'll be all right probably. Man, what a Hail Mary if he had caught that, but good coverage too. Good job by that cornerback. Jackson. Good job, number 30, Jackson. And that wide receiver is not easy to cover in a contested catch situation. Dumps off to Mixon. No gain on that play. Lost of a couple of yards, actually. Wait, someone's out for the rest of the game with a concussion. I missed it, though. 6:32 to go, and now it's 4th and 11. The Bengals failed to convert on that drive. Oh, man. I know I have nobody in here right now, so I can pretty much speak up. Speak clearly. I could take a nap if I wanted to. I don't really have to go to bed if I don't want to because I don't have to be at work until 9 o'clock, but still I like to wake up early and occasionally get stuff done. So actually, I think I'll be right back. I gotta pee real quick. Oh, dang it. The sideline reporter's talking and I have no idea what they're saying. Pass interference on Diggs there. Looking for a flag, but not getting it. Dang it. I missed what they said. I think it was just Bengals head coach halftime stuff. I mean, I can't be really mad at the Bengals, but like the way they decide to build their team just, kind of annoys me a little bit compared to like the teams like the Lions and 49ers who decide to build their team and not just get the best quarterback, get the best wide receiver, and then that's how they have success because that's for lazy broadcasters to talk about like they're the best team because they have the best quarterback and the best wide receiver. It's like in baseball, it's like this team is successful because they hit the most home runs. That's not always the case, and those teams very rarely win championships. If that were the case, the New York Yankees would have won the championship every single year, but they don't, even though they hit a bunch of home runs. I think it's just the lazy broadcasting points that they like to make. The talking points is probably what I hate the most, which influences the way I think a team should be built. So, but yeah, I've always been a proponent of. Josh Allen got sacked there, tries to scramble, but he gets caught by Hendrickson, number 91. But I've always thought the way to build an NFL team, you build the defense, get key pieces, and you build the rushing, so the offensive line and the running back. And then once that's established, then you can get your quarterback and wide receivers. But I recognize that, it's a passing league these days, and that's reality. So you got to be able to pass in order to keep up. And you at least need one wide receiver to stretch the field so that to help your running game. Otherwise, the teams are just going to blitz on you all the time because they don't need to cover or double coverage the people as much if you don't have a wide receiver. And it takes your tight end out of the equation for the passing game because they have to help block if they keep blitzing. We learned that when the Lions played the Baltimore Ravens a few years ago during that Justin Tucker field goal game. That's what the Ravens did when the Lions didn't have a established wide receiver until St. Brown got good. Audible. NBC doing a hosting of the Republican candidate debate. Interesting. I'm not going to talk about politics here. Anyway, Burrow dumps off and gains about a few yards there to number 28, to a captain. Oh, they're talking about the Jamar Chase heating lotion on back. Chase is back. Moving swiftly, he went back into the game. So they looked at Jamar Chase after that Hail Mary attempt. Yeah, he did land pretty hard on his back there. Higgins catches that and goes out of bounds. First down. Yeah, Higgins had strong hands. He didn't pull it back into his chest because he knew the defender who was wrapping his arms around him would knock it away. So he just kind of kept it in his hands away and then went out of bounds. And he had possession. Second and 14 at the 49-yard line. Or 44, excuse me. No, 46, excuse me. Double. Burrow passes pots to Higgins about 7 yards there. Higgins is number 5. I got to remember that. I could have sworn the Bengals had one more receiver that they might have been on the trading block because they couldn't afford to extend him because Burrow's got that contract extension now. But it kind of brings the question to mind, which Bengals receiver should deserve an extension? Higgins or Tyler Boyd or Jamar Chase, who I think is the obvious pick. Burrow scrambling to his right, passes, bounced, incomplete. Fourth and 5. 2:21 to go, left in the third quarter. Cincinnati takes a timeout here. Jorbo sleeps at 7 o'clock at night. So, big whoop. You have a professional athlete who has a lot of muscles on his body. You need as much sleep as you can get to help build your body. So it sounds pretty normal to me, actually. Gets rid of it and won't get the first down. I don't think Joe Burrow has a family though right now, though. He doesn't seem like he's old enough for one. Then again, who am I to talk? I'm 33 and I don't have a family of my own, at least yet. Nor do I really want one. Double checking my analytics. Continues to grow. It's past 400 now over the last 48 hours and 152 in the last 6 minutes. So that video is on the way up, as I knew it would be. I knew it would be a matter of time, but it was just tonight was when it started to blow up. Gotta check my email too, just in case. I think that conversation about Joe Burrow going to sleep at 7 is subconsciously making me want to go to sleep. Dang you, NBC Peacock analysts. Oh, a play just happened and I missed it. But it looks like they almost got to the first down. Josh Allen did anyway. Josh Allen completes a toss and gets the first down. Was that Kincaid again? I think so, yep. He's no Sam Laporta, but he's Dalton Kincaid. Hey, the Bills are running. Doing a run play. Kincaid. Seeing the game through Josh Allen's eyes. Excited to build the connection. Shoot for the moon together. Good to know. Third and inches. 26 seconds and counting to go left in the third quarter. And they do their version of the tush push and they get it. Play clock down to 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the third quarter, which I forgot to update. Probably the worst thing that I could forget the most. So we're skipping on number 3 here for this. That sounds like Tom Hiddleston in that Patrick Mahomes commercial. Or just maybe somebody else who's British. I'm going to use this opportunity to throw away some of the trash that's left over from the food that I was eating. Oh my gosh, a trick play. Double flea flicker. But then Josh Allen throws it away. They tried to copy the Lions what they did in the Panthers game. Only instead of a touchdown, it was thrown way out of bounds because nobody was over there. Everybody wants to be like Ben Johnson, but nobody's Ben Johnson except Ben Johnson. Allen is rushing it himself. Pump fakes it, and I think he might have got the first down. It's close. He put his shoulder into the defender there, which is very dangerous, but Josh Allen is the type of quarterback that can do that. They QB sneak it? Did they get it? I don't think they. First and 10. 13 and a half minutes to go left in the game. Allen, quick pass across the middle. Whoa! Fumble. So quick pass about the middle. He caught it for the first down, but then on the tackle, he was forced to do a somersault, and in that somersault midair, he loses the ball. And it looks like the Bengals might have recovered it. Oh, it was stripped out of him during the somersault midair. Wow. That's a 1 in a million type of play right there. It's kind of like toward the end of that Cowboys and Eagles game when Dak Prescott tried to leap into the touchdown, but then got stopped in midair by the two defenders. It was like that, except the ball got stripped out of his hand. Hey, I finally have somebody watching you here for the first time in a bit, so I guess I have to try a little bit harder. Nope, they're gone. Never mind. It's like you guys know, and you put up somebody in there, and the second I return to this tab to check who's watching, then you disappear. Just kidding. So even though my sequel video is still getting a lot of clicks, it's 158 in the last 60 minutes. The raid bait one is finally kind of decreasing in the amount that it's been getting because it's been consistently getting quite a bit for some time. But now I think it's finally going to decrease. Anyways. Just waiting through this commercial break where I see Jimmy Fallon. I'm just kind of pondering the Lions. It's been a nice stress-free week of just watching football. Some exciting stuff, some disappointing stuff. And, yeah, life is good for us Lions fans right now. We play the San Diego Chargers. We'll play them. We're coming off a bye week with a lot of days rests, while the Chargers will have a short week, kind of, because they have to play Monday football tomorrow night, and then they'll have to play against the next Sunday. So a slightly shorter week for them. Everybody talks about the Chargers like they're a mid-team, but I kind of feel like they are worthy enough to do some damage to be a good team, at least on offense. Apparently, there's a divide between the head coach and the players. A lot of tension about that Chargers head coach getting fired. But the offense seems like it's clicking on all cylinders for them. And then defense, I have no idea. I do intend to live stream the Monday Night Football game tomorrow, so I'll learn more about the Chargers during that game. Thursday Night Football to live stream, however, is going to be tricky for me because I have something going on in late afternoon, early evenings after work. So Higgins catches it for close to a first down. Gain of 9. Hopefully the Lions get Montgomery back, comes out, because Lions are the team that knows that their offense is their main selling point, their calling card. Both the running game, the offensive line, and the passing game. And now that they traded for Peoples-Jones to be their contested catch, big body receiver, as far as starters go, I think the Lions have a pretty much overall complete offense for now. Bengals O-line, they're talking about it. Orlando Brown. Double team blocks inside. This is what set them apart. Yeah, it's helped when they've run the ball, for sure. I guess the Bengals' offensive line has improved since the last time I checked on them. Burrow passes, catch, caught. To Boyd, first down to the 40. Or excuse me, Hudson. Hudson is who I meant. Oh, Burrow low throw, forward pass, incomplete. Lions have a overall complete offense right now, as I was saying. There's still injuries, though, especially in the interior offensive line, but oh, nice pass to Jamar Chase. First down and more, out of bounds. Defense, if Houston can get healthy, he could probably help out quite a bit. And after the season, the Lions will probably need a little bit more help and depth at cornerback, which I hope they address in the draft. And I know fans in general are saying the same thing about edge rushers. I'm hoping Hutchinson will do his thing. I'm hoping Paschal steps up. I hope Houston he should be able to do good when he comes back. Because Charles Harris and the Okora brothers have had flashes, but they're, I guess, not up to par in most of the games. It would be nice if you can have those type of players be productive when we're playing against really good teams, such as the Baltimore Ravens, which is not what happened in that case. Angelone's having a good year. Jack Campbell's having a good year as linebackers. Derek Barnes has stepped up. Barnes is really good is the linebacker you want it when you want to blitz. So, and the Lions do like to blitz a lot. Rodrigo, I don't think he was a starter last year, but now he's just kind of mainly a special teams type of person, but he'll get playing time every now and then. It's just the way it is. The safeties are good. Kirby Joseph getting the interceptions. Tracy Walker stepping in. He was out for all the season because of an injury, but now he's back. Now that Gardner Johnson, formerly known as out for the year with a pec injury, could return for the playoffs. Who knows? Who's the other safety that's a factor? I know Brian Branch is slot corner, but he can run around everywhere and help stop the run and chase down people. But pressure gets rid of it. Cincinnati takes their third and final timeout with 10:19 to go in the game. Very interesting. They are ahead by 11 points and seem to have been in control of this game. In fact, they've, I think, kept Joffrey Allen off the field for quite a bit. Third and 8. Ball to 25-ish. Whoa, that pass was caught to 5 and all the way down to the 5-yard line to Higgins. That one, that play happened faster than I could process it. Cross route, catches it. Super quick decision maker. Picking apart the zone defense. Pitch to Mixon. Tackle in the backfield. Loss of about 3 yards. I'm awake. It's just neither team has scored in a little bit. But the Bengals have been in a somewhat comfortable lead, and they've been kind of controlling the bar, even though it's been a lot of passes. So, they're just running out the clock, as teams with leads tend to do. Second and goal at the 10-yard line. Burrow, pass, complete. He's going to run it in. Did he get to the touchdown? I think it was just out of bounds before the pylon. Oh, quick pass. Oh, deflected, kind of. Greg Rousseau. Haven't heard his name in a bit. I like him as an edge rusher. Oh, yeah, got his pinky on it. Took it out of his trajectory. Field goal attempt. 20 yards out. Kick is up and is good. It kind of went diagonal, like upper right corner part from what it looked like an angle based on the camera angle. I might just pop in another. 474 in the last 48 hours and 162 in the last 60 minutes. Slowly, steadily growing now. I'm looking for Jackson Kruger Sports. Do you have any new content out? Film study, what a finish, breaking down the final drive of the Cowboys. And O'Connell looked great for the Raiders. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the Lions beat the Raiders so bad they fired their head coach, one of their other coaches, and they benched Jimmy Garoppolo. So Aiden O'Connell, who is somebody I kind of did research on, thought he'd be a good draft pick for the Lions and a good backup quarterback for whoever he played for. He played today. And it sounds like he did a good job based on that title. Baker Mayfield, he deserved better. Yeah, he definitely did. He played his heart out in that game. It was a comeback, but the Texans just did a little bit better. CJ Stroud was amazing. Why I'm optimistic about the Dolphins despite losing to the Chiefs. What went wrong for... Oh, that was for the previous game. They're showing high school football footage of somebody. Next gen stats. Dazzlemate. Josh Allen, 10 plus air yard throws. 3 for 760 yards interception. 6.1 completion percentage under expected. Is what it's saying. Regarding his air yard throws. Yep. Buffalo's down by 2 touchdowns with just over 8 minutes to go. Kincaid goes out of bounds right before the first down marker. No, Allen kept it for himself, and he swatted away a defender, got a first down. Sam Hubbard, or he just kind of ducked him. He ducked his stiff arm or whatever, and went around it, and then he countered with his own stiff arm. Allen gets rid of it, out of bounds. Here we go. Third and one. Right in the center of the field. They give it to the running back. He gets the first down. Leonard Fournette is the oldest player in the league, according to them. Huh. Oh, whoa. Okay, anyways. Wow, Josh Allen. Crazy scramble run, and he gets the first down in the middle of the field. I'm looking at a headline on ESPN's website that says sources: Giants fear Jones tore ACL in the 30-6 loss. Interesting. Who do they have to replace him? That Tyler guy? Allen passes, bounced in front of him, incomplete. There's a challenge by Buffalo. What are they challenging? Buffalo challenged the incomplete pass. It looks like it bounced off his hand into his chest and then back to his hand as he caught it. Interesting. I could see that going either way. Maybe it is a catch. Unless they say, oh, the hand is part of the ground in that situation. You think they'd make up something like that? I'm going to try something. Somewhat of a experiment to see if it works. My goal is maybe to get my sequel video talked about on GPS. To do that, it's got to get Brandon Perna's attention, but in a subtle way that's like not very obvious, like I'm trying to promote my video, talked about me, whatever. Instead, I'm going to try to see if I can get his wife's attention, Jess Brain, to notice my video by commenting on one or two of her videos. Maybe she'll get notified that I commented on it. Thank you, Travis Kelce. I love this video segment she has of the Perna vents or whatever. Like she can hear them through the vents. The call on the field stands. Inconclusive evidence, I guess. A piece of the ball probably hit the ground. All right. Josh Allen completes the pass. That wasn't a first down, was it? All right, that's one comment. Just checking my thing to make sure nobody's in my live stream. People might come back and look at that later, so if they do, more power to them. Second and 7, Josh Allen. Murray. I think they got the first down there. Third and 1. Allen passes. Caught. Touchdown. Buffalo to Diggs. And I had no idea that they were that close to the end zone. But good for them. We kind of have a game. Are they going to go for 2 points now? Yep, they're going for 2. They want to be able to take the lead if they can score another touchdown. Allen's dropping back to pass. Diggs caught it, and it looks like it's good. The 2-point conversion was good. I thought it might have been in the back of the end zone, but it's good. Such a good contested catch. Oh, Burrow's going deep-ish. Caught across the middle. Taron Johnson to the 43. All right. I commented on 2 random videos from that particular YouTube channel. So and they're all nice and complimentary and respectful comments, like nothing like Benjamin Linus like. So let's see if she'll notice that I commented twice in the notifications. Then she'll wonder who I am. She'll look at my channel and then see my video of the sequel raid video. And then she'll talk to Perno about it because she'll recognize Tom Grossi in it. And then Perno, it will capture Perno's attention, and then he'll think it's funny or something, like his type of humor type. And then maybe he'll talk about it on a GPS segment. I've actually barely watched any GPS from this past week just because it's always on like whenever I'm at work. Anyway, 2nd and 8 at the 40. Burrow hands it off. Mixon gains a few yards there. So let's see if my experiment works. Oh, Bills have a tough schedule, they say. Well, those next couple of games look easy, but then you got the Eagles. The Lions don't have to play the Eagles this season, at least in the regular season. They may encounter them in the playoffs. That is remained to be seen, though. But the Lions did play the Eagles game 1 of last season, and they took them to – I mean, the Eagles had to beat them by 3 points, and it was a shootout game, 38-35. So they went toe-to-toe with a team that everybody seems to struggle to defeat. And it was just one bad onside kick decision I think that was the decision factor of that game. That's the thing I kind of wonder. If the Lions are at full health and they make the playoffs, which teams can they beat? Could they beat Philadelphia or San Francisco or Dallas? Heck, even Seattle. I know they're capable of beating those teams because they've been in those games for most of those games against those teams. Mixon gets the first down, running it through the edge side. since the Campbell and Holmes era started, the only one of those teams that really kind of blew out the Lions was the 49ers in their very first game. So I think they'd have a shot against the rest of those teams, Seahawks, Cowboys, and Eagles. But the 49ers, maybe not. So, yeah, I'd say unless Lions could make it to the Super Bowl unless they face the 49ers. Oh, Joe Burrow just took a knee. We're at 150 left in the game. Second 11. Wow, I didn't realize we were that close late in the game. Game's almost over. Cincinnati's probably going to win. So, as far as AFC playoff teams that the Lions... So, the Bengals would be 5-3 in that case. I might have to highly consider putting them in the top 10. Oh, I forgot to change the score. From when the Bills scored that touchdown. The Lions proved they could beat Kansas City. They haven't proved that they could beat Baltimore. I don't know about Cincinnati. I feel like that type of game could go either way. I feel like the Lions secondary would need to improve to compete with Cincinnati, though. They do have a couple people who could do well, but I think they need one or two more players to compete against Cincinnati's receivers. They could definitely beat Jacksonville. They blew them out last season. Although Jacksonville probably got better this year. The Dolphins they could put up points against, but the Dolphins could easily come back which is what happened when they played them last season. The Bills, at this point, I think they could definitely beat. The Cleveland Browns, I don't know. With their big, it'd be a pitcher's duel, but the Lions would have to win with their defense. Anyways, the game is over. The Bengals win, and I am ending the stream. So thank you all for joining me tonight, and till next time, go Lions, one pride.